When a baby is born, it represents infinite potential. That's what we like to tell each other, isn't it? That any new child can be a future astronaut, athlete, president, or doctor. And maybe it's true. Some of the greatest humans in history came from humble backgrounds to rise to the peak of humanity. And yet, in our everyday lives, we'll limit the potential of each child by the language used towards them and the roles they are expected to fulfill. A study by the University of Copenhagen's Computer Science Department had a robot look through over 3.5 million books. The robot finds that in both fiction and non-fiction books, women are described by how they look. The two adjectives most used are beautiful and sexy. For men, the words refer to how they behave. Common words are righteous, rational, and courageous. We put children in boxes even before they're born by having baby showers revealing the gender in terms of pink and blue. Then when a kid grows up, we dress them in clothes that are appropriate for their gender. The idea of a male brain and a female brain suggests that each is characteristically homogeneous thing, and whoever's got a male brain, say, will have the same kind of aptitudes, preferences, and personalities as everyone else with that type of brain. We now know that that is not the case. We're at a point where we need to say, forget the male and female brain. It is a distraction, it is inaccurate, and it's possibly harmful too, because it is used as a hook to say, well, there's no point of girls doing science because they haven't got that type of brain, or boys shouldn't be emotional or should want to lead because they haven't got that brain. The cognitive neuroscientist Gina Rippon says. In our society, gender stereotypes are a significant problem. Women are barely seen in any comic books, and when they are, they're over-sexualized or being saved. Gender stereotypes are when you say that a gender is one way, like boys are athletic and strong and girls are pretty and very emotional. Gender stereotypes is like saying that there's only one model boy and one model girl, and that you should be exactly like that person. Masculinity has become that you're supposed to never cry, that you're supposed to always be strong. This idea that we have about masculinity is actually very unhealthy. Imagine being a 9-year-old boy who bullies his classmates at school because he doesn't know how to take his emotions out in other ways. The teacher sees a bad kid, but if they had actually looked further into the problem, they would have known that he has a hard time at home. Or imagine being a 17-year-old boy who's depressed because no one has ever told him that they love him for who he is. How is he supposed to express his emotions if everyone tells him not to? And femininity has become that beauty is everything. It is what makes you worthy. This idea that we have is not good because it makes you feel always insecure and bad about your body. Imagine being a 16-year-old girl throwing up after eating because she thinks she is fat. Or imagine being a 40-year-old woman who isn't earning as much money as her male coworker just because she was born a female, even though she works just as hard. This is why I devoted my quest to gender stereotypes. I decided to make a documentary about to raise awareness and make a small impact in this world. These beliefs are a human construct. If you think about it, it is all in our heads. An idea that we have built around ourselves, which is now so solid that we can't see anything else. Apart from our bodies and our hormones, we are all human. We all need love, food, water. We are all equal, and yet we don't have the same opportunities. For example, the pay gap. It is huge. Women and men don't earn the same money after mid-September. So a woman works just as hard as a man, but doesn't earn the same wage after September. That is 3 months of working without earning the same wage. And if you want to see even a bigger difference, the woman earns about $365,440 less in average in a lifetime. I have grown up loving to play sports. and going on adventures. But a girl who likes sports is labeled a tomboy. So apparently it was the boys who were supposed to be adventurous and not me. A few years ago, I was in a friend group that was quite toxic. They excluded me, and they changed. I wanted to fit in, so I changed the way I dressed and my personality, hoping that I would fit in. I was wrong. It actually made me feel worse. Society tells us that we will never be enough, that we always need something else to feel good about ourselves. Society tells us that we can't be whoever we want to be just because we were born with a certain gender. During my time doing Quest, I was struggling a lot. It felt like I was upping on an endless hill. But I also learned a lot of new things. I had editing and filming. And I also had many interesting discussions that made me see this world with new perspectives. Without all these amazing people, I wouldn't have been able to do all of this. I would like to recommend two wonderful documentaries. You can find them on Netflix, and they're called The Mask You Live In and Misrepresentation. And what Quest has helped me realize is that you have to work to get something. You have to do the boring things, the fun things, the hard things to move forward. So now you might ask, what can you do? Words matter. Don't tell a boy not to cry or man up. Don't tell a girl she's only pretty. And also think about how you talk and act towards a girl versus a boy. Try to ask them about their dreams and be creative. Value, stimulate, and hire diverse teams. Teams with an equal gender mix perform better than male-dominated teams in terms of sales and profits. Teams with lower percentages of women have lower sales and lower profits than teams with a balanced gender mix. Profits increase as the share of women increases up to 50%. And that was a study made by Harvard University. And also reflect and listen. We all have unconscious bias. We just need to learn more about them and accept the facts that we all have them based on race, religion, sexual orientation, and gender. The important thing is to be aware of them, challenge them, and make a difference. In conclusion, we think that women and men are more different than they are the same, but we are more alike than we are different. I might just be a young girl not knowing anything about this world yet to you, but I have realized that I can't go on the street without being catcalled. I have realized that people get annoyed that a young girl has her own voice. I am just as capable of being the best officer as all the other boys around my age. And boys are just as capable of being the best makeup artist. We have to break down these walls the society has built and realize that we're all people, that we all have feelings, dreams, that we all want to be happy, and that any new child can be a future astronaut, athlete, president, or a doctor. We have to realize that this is a problem. We have to work for our rights. And do you know where that starts? It starts with you. Thank you.